Interested in bringing your ideas to life? Here at Milford TV, we give you the opportunity and resources you need to turn your content into reality. We offer memberships with access to equipment and use of our in-studio setup to allow you to get your message across in a professional manner. Or if you simply have the desire to gain hands-on experience in the field of digital media, you can become a volunteer at Milford TV, where we teach essential skills and tools that allow our members to create and tell their stories. From studio interviews, to sports coverage, to field shows, we provide the community the chance to stay informed and get involved. If you're a local company looking for an opportunity to promote your business, consider becoming a sponsor of Milford TV. We offer several sponsorship options for local business visibility during our sports broadcast as well as other areas. Whether you hope to inspire others, highlight issues you're passionate about, or would like to learn more and participate in the production process, Milford TV is the perfect place to start. Call or visit us at milfordtv.net for information on how to become a member or volunteer, and see why now is the time to join the Milford TV family. Come on over so you can be part of the action. Interested in bringing your ideas to life? Here at Milford TV, we give you the opportunity and resources you need to turn your content into reality. We offer memberships with access to equipment and use of our in-studio setup to allow you to get your message across in a professional manner. Or if you simply have the desire to gain hands-on experience in the field of digital media, you can become a volunteer at Milford TV, where we teach essential skills and tools that allow our members to create and tell their stories. From studio interviews, to sports coverage, to field shows, we provide the community the chance to stay informed and get involved. If you're a local company looking for an opportunity to promote your business, consider becoming a sponsor of Milford TV. We offer several sponsorship options for local business visibility during our sports broadcast as well as other areas. Whether you hope to inspire others, highlight issues you're passionate about, or would like to learn more and participate in the production process, Milford TV is the perfect place to start. Call or visit us at milfordtv.net for information on how to become a member or volunteer, and see why now is the time to join the Milford TV family. Come on over so you can be part of the action. Interested in bringing your ideas to life? Here at Milford TV, we give you the opportunity and resources you need to turn your content into reality. We offer memberships with access to equipment and use of our in-studio setup to allow you to get your message across in a professional manner. Or if you simply have the desire to gain hands-on experience in the field of digital media, you can become a volunteer at Milford TV, where we teach essential skills and tools that allow our members to create and tell their stories. From studio interviews, to sports coverage, to field shows, we provide the community the chance to stay informed and get involved. If you're a local company looking for an opportunity to promote your business, consider becoming a sponsor of Milford TV. We offer several sponsorship options for local business visibility during our sports broadcast as well as other areas. Whether you hope to inspire others, highlight issues you're passionate about, or would like to learn more and participate in the production process, Milford TV is the perfect place to start. Call or visit us at milfordtv.net for information on how to become a member or volunteer, and see why now is the time to join the Milford TV family. Come on over so you can be part of the action. Interested in bringing your ideas to life? Here at Milford TV, we give you the opportunity and resources you need to turn your content into reality. We offer memberships with access to equipment and use of our in-studio setup to allow you to get your message across in a professional manner. Or if you simply have the desire to gain hands-on experience in the field of digital media, you can become a volunteer at Milford TV, where we teach essential skills and tools that allow our members to create and tell their stories. From studio interviews, to sports coverage, to field shows, we provide the community the chance to stay informed and get involved. If you're a local company looking for an opportunity to promote your business, consider becoming a sponsor of Milford TV. We offer several sponsorship options for local business visibility during our sports broadcast as well as other areas. Whether you hope to inspire others, highlight issues you're passionate about, or would like to learn more and participate in the production process, Milford TV is the perfect place to start. Call or visit us at milfordtv.net for information on how to become a member or volunteer, and see why now is the time to join the Milford TV family. Come on over so you can be part of the action. Interested in bringing your ideas to life? Here at Milford TV, we give you the opportunity and resources you need to turn your content into reality. We offer memberships with access to equipment and use of our in-studio setup to allow you to get your message across in a professional manner. Or if you simply have the desire to gain hands-on experience in the field of digital media, you can become a volunteer at Milford TV, where we teach essential skills and tools that allow our members to create and tell their stories. From studio interviews, to sports coverage, to field shows, we provide the community the chance to stay informed and get involved. If you're a local company looking for an opportunity to promote your business, consider becoming a sponsor of Milford TV. We offer several sponsorship options for local business visibility during our sports broadcast as well as other areas. Whether you hope to inspire others, highlight issues you're passionate about, or would like to learn more and participate in the production process, Milford TV is the perfect place to start. Call or visit us at milfordtv.net for information on how to become a member or volunteer, and see why now is the time to join the Milford TV family. Come on over so you can be part of the action. Interested in bringing your ideas to life? Here at Milford TV, we give you the opportunity and resources you need to turn your content into reality. We offer memberships with access to equipment and use of our in-studio setup to allow you to get your message across in a professional manner. Or if you simply have the desire to gain hands-on experience in the field of digital media, you can become a volunteer at Milford TV, where we teach essential skills and tools that allow our members to create and tell their stories. From studio interviews, to sports coverage, to field shows, we provide the community the chance to stay informed and get involved. If you're a local company looking for an opportunity to promote your business, consider becoming a sponsor of Milford TV. We offer several sponsorship options for local business visibility during our sports broadcast as well as other areas. Whether you hope to inspire others, highlight issues you're passionate about, or would like to learn more and participate in the production process, Milford TV is the perfect place to start. Call or visit us at milfordtv.net for information on how to become a member or volunteer, and see why now is the time to join the Milford TV family. Come on over so you can be part of the action. Coverage of our Scarlet Hawks athletics on Milford TV is brought to you by the following sponsors. Our presenting sponsor, the Rail Trail Flatbread Company, a casual American dining experience with locations in Hudson and on Main Street here in Milford. Rentschler Biopharma, sponsor of our broadcast booth. Rentschler Biopharma transforms innovative ideas into life-saving biopharmaceuticals. Rentschler Biopharma, reliability you can trust. And Unibank, big bank know-how, community bank attitude. Serving the Milford community at their local branch on Prospect Street inside the Shaw's Plaza.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Milford High School. For this evening's girls soccer play-in round game between the Indians of Billerica High School and your Milford High School Scout Hawks. This contest is being conducted according to the rules and regulations of both the Hawk Mock League and the MIAA. Please be reminded that we expect fans to be loud and proud. However, the MIAA, Hawk Mock League, Billerica and Milford expect you, the fans, to cheer for your team and not jeer your opponent. Please show your appreciation by demonstrating your sportsmanship and respect for all playing, officiating, and everyone in attendance. Includes cheering for your team and not jeering the opposing team. Ensure that your behavior reflects the values that should be identified with these dedicated student athletes. The MIAA does not allow any players, coaches, or officials' names and numbers to be called out during the events. Inappropriate or unsportsmanlike comments or conduct will result in ejection from the premises without warning. Please represent yourself and your school accordingly. As a reminder, for the safety of everyone in attendance, only players, coaches, officials, and game personnel are permitted onto the playing surface and track at any time. This includes during play, at breaks in the game, and following the game. Thank you for setting a good example for others and for your cooperation. Billerica is coached by Kristen Yan. Milford is coached by Lou Colavello. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you please rise for the playing of our national anthem.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome inside the athletic fields here at Milford High School, as Milford TV is happy to bring you coverage of Scarlet Hawks athletics presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company. Rail Trail Flatbread Company, a casual American dining experience. They specialize in an all-scratch-made kitchen featuring wood-fired flatbreads. It's an inviting atmosphere for the whole family to enjoy. You can check them out right here in Milford or their Hudson location. Milford TV Executive Director Tim Coet, so happy to be back with you on the call here, getting back into this fall sports season now as it is time to get the playoffs underway. We are now officially into the MIAA tournament. And in a situation 10 years in the making, it is the girls soccer team making a return appearance to the tournament. They are here in the Division II preliminary round, earning the number 30 seed in this Division II bracket, and they host a preliminary round playoff game here tonight on their home field, taking on Billerica Memorial. They are the number 35 seed, and we bring you all of this action live from our Rentschler Biopharma broadcast booth. Rentschler Biopharma is a global contract development and manufacturing organization specializing in biopharmaceuticals and advanced therapies. Rentschler Biopharma, reliability you can trust. Just about set to get underway here. A late evening contest here just after 6:30 in the evening under the lights here on the turf field. And very excited to get this game started. It's been a few weeks since we've had a chance to see this girls team in action. They had a very resilient late stage of the regular season to earn this spot in the playoffs. We'll get you some of those details as the broadcast goes along. But in the meantime, it is time to get these playoffs started. The first of back-to-back soccer playoff games we will bring you live here on Milford TV. We'll be back here again tomorrow night as the boys open up their playoff run at home. But all focus on this girls soccer team here tonight as they get ready for the go-ahead to get this game started. I believe giving a little bit of extra time to allow the fans to arrive here at the field is, of course, for those of you tuned into the live coverage, right now a fire over on Main Street in Milford that has shut down Main Street, and so it has made travel complicated. And of course, certainly our thoughts are with everyone impacted by that fire. We certainly hope that the Milford Fire Department is able to get things under control as soon as possible. But with that soccer action underway, Milford finishing the regular season in 5th place in the Kelly Rex division of the Hockomock League. Billerica Memorial, meanwhile, finishing tied for 4th place in their division standings, part of the Merrimack Valley League. Milford ended up finishing the regular season at 8-10, as immediately now the Scarlet Hawks here on the move. They'll shoot this ball in from distance from the outside, and a smothering save is made by the Billerica Memorial junior keeper. That is Sadie Locke. And of course, in net on the opposite side of the field is the Milford senior Chloe Murdoch, who has had a fantastic season. Just into this first half action as Milford fights to keep this ball in play over on the far side. Scarlet Hawks attacking from right to left across your screens here in first half action as Taliaseri comes back to try to reel this ball in. Juliana Senna over there as well, as that one will ricochet out of play. We are live for this playoff coverage across all of our Milford TV platforms here locally in Milford on our educational channel, as well as our Verizon High Definition channel, and streaming anywhere on YouTube, as Billerica Memorial will check in on Chloe Murdoch for the first time in this game, and Chloe makes a relatively easy save. Blasting this ball over the middle. It's picked up there by Ava Baglione, able to find Kaylee Turtelot over on the near side. And that play, I believe, was called offsides. Trying to spring Turtelot there on the near side. Just got a little too far out in front. Some big accomplishments overall on this season for the Scarlet Hawks, including Kyla Nashawati, who had another dominant season offensively for this team. She finished 2nd in goals scored in the Hockomock League. Over 20 goals scored in this 2025 campaign. A big season for Anella Lefter as well. She finished the regular season second in the Hockomock League in assists. Had 16 assists in the regular season. As again, Locke will distribute this ball back upfield. Milford trying to play this ball back to the defense. It's eventually reeled back in the midfield by Anella Lefter. Feet too far up ahead for Nashawati to track down. Still in the opening 5 minutes here. The head coach for Billerica Memorial is Kristen Jan. We really appreciate Coach Jan sending us some good information on her team prior to the action here this evening. Bit of an up and down season for Billerica Memorial, which is certainly something that Milford can relate to. But both teams excited to be in the postseason. This ball will come in. A little bit of a tricky bounce here. Sari almost shielding Murdoch from being able to play that ball cleanly, but Chloe stays calm, able to track it down towards the far side. No problem in the end. Good crowd continuing to gather here in the stands as we settle in here. 35 minutes and 15 seconds on the first half clock. And now this ball through Nashawati trying to catch up. Billerica Memorial able to deflect momentarily. This one is going to travel down the length of the field. Good speed here for Baglione. She was able to get there, forcing Billerica to play that ball out. Nice job there for Ava to force the issue. Billerica hoping they could wait that ball out to drift out of play. Instead, Milford gets the toss in, and unfortunately too much contact there will end that bid deep on the attacking side. Still scoreless here. There was a point into the month of October where it looked like Milford's playoff hopes were all but extinguished, but they really came to life in the late stages of the season, came up with some big wins to earn their way into a spot in the tournament for the first time since 2015. Great accomplishment for Coach Colabello in this program. Billerica making things interesting in the midfield. Now this ball will deflect to Lefter, who immediately tries to release Kernan up the far sideline, and that ball gets sent out of play. Milford really trying to use their speed here on the outside through this first half. Toss in the direction of Kira Murphy, deflected, and now Billerica able to get the clear. Sari popping that ball straight up, trying to get back into the play. This will take a friendly Billerica bounce along the far sideline. And Juliana Senna making her presence felt along that far sideline as the ball goes out of play. Billerica will get the toss in. And a deflection down into the corner where Senna will wait it out. It goes out of play. And over to Chloe Murdoch. Happy to have everyone joining us for the coverage. We understand there may very well be some Billerica Memorial fans on the YouTube live stream tonight. And so we welcome you to our Milford TV coverage. Happy to have everyone joining us for some exciting girls soccer playoff action here this evening. Isabella Lacerbo now along the far sideline battling. That ball goes out of play. Nice job on the Billerica side by Marlena Carl. The captains for Billerica Memorial, Marlena Carl, as well as Olivia Mann, Olivia Marcoulier, Grace McCarthy, and Maggie Jones. This ball shot up the middle from distance. A little check in there from Bridget Finn, a junior for Billerica. Handled cleanly by Chloe. Chloe finished up the regular season with a 2.17 goals against average. Made some big saves, in particular in a key matchup against Taunton High School late in the season that were some big points for Milford for playoff positioning. Ball tips out of play here. A little bit of a light breeze. Looks like slightly drifting from right to left across the playing surface. Not much of a factor. A nice long toss here, and wobbly in net for Locke, and fortunate that this ball deflects out of play. Also some contact there right in front of the goal mouth, and it looks like Sadie Locke is shaken up. Slow to get back to her feet, and the training staff on standby over on the sideline. And they will send some personnel right now in sort of a holding pattern here. It looks like she'll try to get to her feet. Milford was really crashing the net there as that long toss came in. I think it might have been Kyla Nashawati who made contact with Sadie Locke, who now is able to get back to her feet. Did not ultimately send the training staff out onto the field. They don't want to force a situation where Locke has to come off. Sadie Locke making the Eastern Massachusetts second team for her contributions during the regular season. Teammates continue to check on Sadie to make sure that she is okay and get some water, and now we'll continue. Good toughness from the Billerica Memorial keeper. So it stays a scoreless game here. Right now the clock paused at 30 minutes and 34 seconds as now we resume. Defense will take care of clearing this ball out. Takes another good bounce for Billerica, but Milford aggressive over the midfield. That was Kernan, and now Sari whiffs on a chance to clear this ball upfield. So here come a couple of bodies up on the far side for Billerica, leaving this ball behind to float this shot in towards the near side. That goes well wide of the Milford net over towards the corner, stays on the field, played there by Marlena Carl, sends it in tough angle towards the near post, and Murdoch stands tall and is able to hang on. So a little bit of an opportunity there presenting itself for Billerica Memorial after that injury scare to their keeper. And now the visitors immediately get reorganized. Along the near sideline now, Olivia Mann. She'll send this one in, but nobody there except for the senior keeper, Murdoch. A cool night here in Milford. We are expecting some precipitation to start making its way in as this game goes along. We had a 6:30 start time for this game tonight as the sub-varsity football team was playing Stoughton here on the turf prior to this playoff girls soccer. The Milford football team came out on top in that matchup. As Milford sends this free kick in on a line, it's deflected towards the near side and will be gathered in here by Isabella Lacerbo. floats it in just out of the reach of Nashawati. Ava was there in support, but this ball cleared out past the center logo, and now some more tough contact on the Billerica side as we had a couple of players go up. The contact happened, looked like head-to-head contact, and frustration. It looks to be Bridget Finn for Billerica Memorial, who tried to wave off the training staff saying she was fine, but of course at this level any potential injury to the head is taken very seriously, so they'll check on Finn, make sure that she is okay to continue. She continues to wave off any potential treatment, wanting to get back out on the field as soon as possible, as any player would in a playoff environment like this. So already a couple of injury pauses here to sort of slow the pace down to this first half. Right now the clock hovering at 28 minutes and 35 seconds. And back to action now as this ball is sent across the middle and tipped over towards the near side and out of play by Senna. As we mentioned, Milford finished up the regular season at 8-10, had a good surge late. Finished in 5th place in the Kelly Rec standings, finished 2-9 in league play. As this ball rolls free, and Kyla Nashawati, as always, able to use her speed to make things interesting. Billerica Memorial, meanwhile, as we mentioned, tied for 4th place in their division standings. They finished with an overall record at 5-5-6, so a lot of ties for Billerica Memorial over the course of their regular season. Milford did not have a tie at any point in the regular season. And Milford now will get their first corner kick of this first half. It'll come on the near corner. 27.5 minutes to go. As Ava will send this ball in. Out in front, good deflection, and it's in for the score. Kaylee Turtelot was there on the doorstep. And Milford is able to strike first in this playoff game. They take a 1-0 lead. We'll try to get another look at it on the live stream delay to get a definitive look at that score. It was Ava Baglione taking the corner kick and then redirected in for the score. And it looked indeed like it was Kaylee Turtelot who was able to finish off the chance, so she gets her first playoff goal. Had 5 in the regular season.
Open goal scored by number 7, Kaylee Turtelot. Assisted by number 15, Ava Baglione. Time of goal was in the 13th minute. As Turtelot from Baglione in the 13th minute.
So a big first goal here in the postseason for Milford. A 1-0 lead here with 26:36 still on the first half clock. And this offense for the Scarlet Hawks, the most dynamic that we've seen in quite some time. As Milford is able to break this up here as Billerica tries to answer back. Send a chance in from very long range that Murdoch is able to handle. We've seen a lot of years where Milford has had a gifted scorer try to shoulder the load, but this year Milford has been able to have multiple weapons to rely on over the course of the season. Certainly Kyla Nashawati was the bell cow in this offense. 22 goals scored on 10 assists in the regular season. As we get some contact over on the far sideline, possession will go to Billerica. But Ava Baglione, nice surge late in the season to get into double digits, scoring 10 goals on 9 assists. Caitlin Kernan had 8 goals on 5 assists through the regular season, scored a hat trick back on October 20th in a big win against Uxbridge. And Ella Lefter The freshman phenom, 7 goals on 16 assists. And then Kaylee Turtelot, as we mentioned, 5 goals through the regular season and tacking one on now in the playoffs. Kira Murphy and Chloe Pierce each had single goals apiece over the course of the regular season as well. So a great offensive season for Milford. They were second in the Kelly Rex division with 54 goals scored, second only to Franklin. And able to score early here in the playoffs to give themselves the lead. A little less than 25 minutes to go now in the half as Lacerbo tracks this ball back. Has pressure coming in from behind. Lacerbo now gets a hard shoulder check as she goes sprawling out of play right in front of the Milford bench, and she stays down. Coach Colabello right there. And so another injury concern here, and for Isabella Lacerbo, who missed a lot of time early in this season with an injury, able to come back, one of the reliable factors on defense for Milford, and now able to get back to her feet and gets right back out onto the field. So a lot of physicality here through this first half. Isabella shakes it off. And now up ahead, the defense able to get there for Billerica. Lexianne Antonio trying to settle that ball down over the middle. And now pushed ahead towards Nashawati. She has a little bit of space and tries to thread this ball through. Ava trying to come back to it. Kaylee as well in the area, but that gets cleared back out. And now right back to Lacerbo, who will shoot this ball out of play right in front of the Billerica Memorial coaching staff. Tossed back in with 24 minutes to play in the first half. Milford right now enjoying a slim 1-0 lead. Juliana Senna now keeping control of this ball, and she will tap it out just shy of the near corner. Toss back in for Lillian Mackwell, a junior. Drops it in right at the feet of Marlena Carl. And now along the near sideline, trying to be settled down again by Mackwell. Turtelot now trying to use the body to angle this ball towards Lacerbo. Milford struggling to get a clear here, and again the ball goes out of play. Milford will have a chance to toss back in as a Renegade balloon starts to float over the playing surface. Ball out of play again, and now Ava will toss back in. Nashawati races ahead. As usual, the defense deploying multiple bodies to try to contain the explosive scoring ability of Kyla Nashawati as this ball comes in towards the corner for Lefter. Able to create some space, pushes this to the far post. Caitlin Kernan there, but that ball elevated just out of her reach. It was a perfect play, nearly executed by Milford to double the lead. The right idea, the execution just not quite there, and it stays a 1-0 score. Milford doing a lot of good things in this half so far. Along the far sideline again, out of the reach of Kernan. This ball will roll and go out of play. Interesting mix of results in the regular season for Billerica Memorial. At times when they won big. They had a 7-0 win over Lowell High School on September 25th, a 9-0 win over Lawrence High School on October 16th. But as we mentioned, a lot of ties as well, a lot of low-scoring games. Those two were really the outliers. lot of games that saw 2 goals or fewer, so if you're Milford, if you build up a lead early, it may be difficult for this team to match Milford's firepower. Little over 21 minutes remaining in this first half. Again, a bit of a choppy pace as we've had a lot of stoppages so far. Angled back in, again just out of Kyla's reach. And this will take a quirky bounce along the far sideline. And it ends up helping Milford's cause as now Kernan is able to toss back in. Milford carries it in deep. It's Lefter trying to get the centering pass. That ball almost came back out, but Locke was able to cover up right in the end. Almost letting a rebound chance out for Milford to capitalize on, but the junior hangs on. Angled forward now onto the foot of number 3, Olivia Mann. Good contest there for Kira Murphy, but the whistle going against the Scarlet Hawks, giving Billerica the free kick as we reach the midway point in this first half. Still dry conditions out on the field for the moment. Try to take a peek at the radar while we have time. Right now 48 degrees as we get deeper into this game. And a chance here that is booted up and over the Milford goal and out of play by Olivia Mann. Rain right now passing through the Worcester area, so probably have about a half an hour or so of dry conditions left before the precipitation reaches Milford. In the meantime, yet another player shaken up over along the far sideline for Milford. That's Caitlin Kernan. And so Kernan will come off the field here, at least briefly. Lexi Antonio, who had come out, will sub back in. Not a long absence from the field for Kernan, already standing at the midfield line, ready to check back in at the next possible opportunity. Billerica Memorial presses forward here. Nice job by Lacerbo. Uses the shoulder to angle that ball away. Now Turtelot keeps this low to the ground. And now the deflection from Nashawati. Baglione now trying to carry upfield. Gets twisted around, and that allows Billerica to get the clear, at least momentarily. Kyla again trying to jump back into the action. And now sent upfield by number 13. That's Lillian Mackwell. And as that ball comes out of play, Caitlin Kernan immediately returns to the field. Lexi back to the sideline with less than 18 and a half minutes to go now in the first half. Still just a 1-goal lead. And so Billerica Memorial now will call the timeout. That stops the clock with 18 minutes and 13 seconds to play. So this gives us an opportunity now to kind of hit the reset button on how the end of this regular season went for the Milford Scarlet Hawks. When we last had a chance to cover the team, they were right in the midst of what was lovingly, or maybe not so much, referred to as Hell Week, that 4-game week for Milford. We were able to cover the team in their home matchup against Oliver Ames, fresh off of 2 tough losses against KP and then on the road against Franklin. They had a win potentially in their grasp there against Oliver Ames, but they let it leak away in the late minutes. They lost that game 2-1, and then they followed that up with a heartbreaking 1-0 defeat at Martha's Vineyard. So at that point, Milford was teetering on the brink of finding themselves outside of the playoff picture, but that was really where the resilience kicked in. Milford finished off the regular season, winning 5 of their final 6 matches. They won their final 4 consecutive matches to close out the season. That included 2 big wins against Taunton, both on the road. They also won a key Hockomock League matchup against North Attleboro 4-1, and then they cleaned up in non-conference competition to the tune of 8 goals scored against Uxbridge in an 8-2 win, and they finished out the regular season in style, scoring 8 goals again in an 8-0 drubbing of South High from Worcester. And so a quality end to the regular season with some big-time offensive fireworks, and that was the kind of answer that Coach Colabello has been looking for out of this team. He wanted to see these girls show that they believed in themselves, that they were capable of making it into the postseason, and so when things started to look bleak, that's exactly what this team did and truly earned their way into this MIAA playoff picture. So now into this preliminary round here in Division II, and right now holding on to a 1-0 lead as we return from the timeout. As again, we bring you the action live from our Rentschler Biopharma broadcast booth. Tim Coet here with you on the call. Patrick Garapi manning the camera. Great crew up and down the Milford broadcast booth here tonight. Billerica trying to organize now over the middle, and Ava Baglione getting physical. Draws the whistle. And a good boot here that deflects. That might have gotten a piece of Lacerbo as it continued in towards the box, angled out towards the corner. And it will be a corner kick here now for Billerica. Olivia Mann, one of the captains, over to take this kick. A little bit of a steadier breeze now starting to blow. And judging by those flags, Billerica kicking into that breeze to get a little extra boost. In towards the far corner, and great layers of support there defensively for Milford as Chloe Murdoch eventually almost whiffed on a save chance, but they had defense there and support. I think it was Isabella Lacerbo who ultimately made the stop. Milford now with numbers upfield, and a good cover up in the end for Sadie Locke. Rapid fire action up and down the field there on that sequence. Off the corner kick again, Lacerbo with a huge play getting in there behind Murdoch as she stuck the hand out to try to make the initial save. Billerica able to angle it back in, but Lacerbo said not this time. And it created an opportunity the other way quickly for Milford. Meanwhile, Chloe Pierce sending a shot in from deep right into the midsection of Sadie Locke, who makes the save. So both of these teams creating opportunities as this first half goes along. Juliana Senna drives this ball back in, right on target to Nashawati. Milford will try to get things started here again. Ava Baglione racing over towards the near sideline. She'll get there. Keeps that ball from going out of play. And now Billerica trying to get the clear out. And that ball ultimately goes off of Pierce and out of play. Chloe Pierce suffering a fractured nose earlier in this season. Had the mask on when we last covered the team, but no longer needed, it appears. First game without the mask, as a matter of fact, for Chloe. Here's Lefter surveying her options. One touch from Pierce to find Turtelot, who will just let this ball roll free. Baglione racing in, trying to get there. And again, it forces, they'll say a goal kick. And instead, no, I beg your pardon, the toss in for Turtelot, so that ball going out shy of the goal line. Now Lefter hesitating, shoots this ball in for a centering pass, and Locke able to dive in there to prevent the redirect for Nashawati. That was coming in right at Kyla's feet. And you got to really credit Sadie Locke, who got her bell rung earlier in this half with some hard contact from Nashawati, but she still has not shied away from sticking her nose in to make some big plays here to keep this a 1-goal deficit for Billerica Memorial. Caitlin Kernan trying to send that ball in from the far corner, but it goes out of play. Milford will get the corner kick. It's their second corner of the half. They scored their goal on their first. And Murphy trying to angle this ball back in. Milford trying to keep pushing forward through the crowd. It's out towards the far sideline now. And Ella Lefter unleashes, and that ball too elevated over the net and takes a hop out of play. And so meanwhile, a yellow card getting issued. Or Kaylee Turtelot getting the yellow card. Hard to tell what initiated that yellow card. And even getting a chance to get a second look at it on our live stream delay. Not quite sure what prompted the card, but Kaylee Turtelot right now on the sideline after getting issued a yellow card. As now Lacerbo able to win this ball. Gets it to Ava over the middle, who will angle towards the far sideline. Lefter lets it go all the way over for Kernan. And now Juliana Senna with a hard boot that goes just past Nashawati. Driven back across the center line by Billerica Memorial. Nashawati now trying to angle this ball towards the corner to feed Caitlin Kernan. Lefter now gets some contact, no whistle that time. Sari now pops this ball over towards the far sideline. That goes out of play, but off of a Billerica body. So for Kaylee Turtelot, a little bit of an up and down half. She scored the goal to give Milford the lead and now issued the yellow card as Milford gets whistled for offsides. Quickly approaching the final 10 minutes of this first half. Milford scoring in the 13th minute to give themselves the lead. And Turtelot, after that yellow card was issued, waiting for the opportunity to get back out onto the field. Such a valuable asset out there. Ava trying to angle this ball in, instead decides to take the shot, and Locke is able to make the save. Senna, nice footwork, and Antonio angles in towards the middle. Nobody there except white jerseys, but as this one comes back towards the center circle, it's Murphy who feeds Kernan on the outside. She gets her pocket picked, and now a little space here up the far sideline, and it's quickly taken away by some quick footwork by Talia Sari. And another nice play as Kira Murphy breaks things up. Now Nashawati with a good feed. Kernan should be able to track this ball down. She does, but then sends it a little too strong towards the corner. That hops off the flag out of play. Turtelot back on the field now. About to dip under 9 minutes to play in the half. Carried upfield now by Olivia Mann. Hard boot. Tracked down by Juliana Senna. And now Sari able to poke that ball free. It goes out. And the toss back in by the visitors. They'll send this ball in on a hop. And an easy stop once again for Chloe Murdoch. Still in that neon yellow look. No sunglasses needed for the night game here tonight. Ava Baglione sends this ball all the way back for the keeper. Knocked out of play by Anella Lefter as Billerica tried to get some forward progress around midfield. Here's Murphy again, breaking things up. Kira Murphy's been an energy presence for this team all season. Really elevated her play. Baglione a little late to react there. Some frustration from Coach Colabello on the sideline as the ball eventually ends up out of play. Mackwell ready for the toss back in for Billerica. Less than 7 minutes to play now in the half. Down to the corner, Senna there. Juliana continues to protect, wins the battle. But this ball not fully cleared as Pierce momentarily involved in the play. Now gets shoved down from behind, and some frustration for Billerica, but the contact clearly there. Olivia Mann with that shove. Moved along right towards Nashawati, but now free back towards the middle for Billerica, and now a tricky bounce as Lacerbo tried to get the clear, but she's able to clog things up just long enough, and the ball ends up out of play. It was almost trouble for Milford. Since that yellow card to Turtle on it, feels as though Billerica Memorial's been able to get a little bit more comfortable, as Milford was really dictating a lot of play through this half. And offsides against Billerica. Senna will send this ball back the other way as we approach 5 minutes to play in the first half of this D2 preliminary round playoff game. The length of the field and out of play here. The winner of this game will enter into the round of 32 to face off against the Mansfield Hornets, who earned the number 3 seed in this Division II bracket. So a familiar opponent certainly for Milford lies ahead in the next round. But meanwhile, another corner kick chance here for the Scarlet Hawks. In from the far corner, drifting out towards Nashawati, and now deflected. Lacerbo racing to get there, and that ball will take a hop out of play. Billerica's ball to toss back in, so not much there on the third corner kick opportunity of the game for Milford. Back over the middle, Nashawati with a nice ball. It stays on sides for Kernan and geared up for the shot and pulverizes it over the net. And Kernan would love to have a second chance at that. It was a great setup by Nashawati. And Kernan almost with too much space there. A little too much time to think. Down under 3.5 minutes to go. Milford would love to put another on the board here in these late stages. To keep momentum on their side. Murphy shoots this ball through the middle. Takes a hop towards San Antonio, but Billerica Memorial able to deliver it deep upfield, and now Senna to the far sideline and out. And we'll get a Billerica toss in. Out of the reach of Senna, Lacerbo trying to slow the progress. And another offsides call against Billerica. Right now 2 minutes and 22 seconds on the clock as this ball comes up the far sideline and comes in contact with the official. Quick toss it back in by Billerica Memorial, and now Milford gets it upfield, trying to get Kyla free, but not quite that time. It will stay Milford ball. Ava Baglione, who had gotten a bit of a breather on the sideline, will check back in here, replacing Chloe Pierce, as the game clock now frozen as we dip under 2 minutes to go. Stayed rain-free here through this first half as Milford drives this one in, looking for the redirect from Nashawati. Now, again, Turtelot was right there at the goal mouth, but this time Locke was able to cover up and deny Turtelot what would have been her second goal of the half. Nashawati, Ava Baglione, and Kaylee Turtelot all in position possibly to send that one in. And so Billerica survives a scare. As Milford had the opportunity to double the lead. Instead, it stays 1-0 in the final stretch of this first half. A quick counter strike upfield for Billerica. Milford sends the ball out of play, and now Lacerbo up ahead to Kaylee. This ball will stay in play in front of the Milford net. And so more contact, and seems like Kaylee Turtelot was in the middle of it again. She had to be pulled away by a teammate as she was fiery after the play. Emotions running high, as you would expect in the postseason. Something none of these Milford players have had the chance to experience, at least on the soccer pitch. Free kick here as Murdoch has it sized up all the way. Chloe rock solid through this first half. And driven back in as we get the final whistle now to conclude the first half. So a good battle between these two teams. The number 30 seeded Milford, the number 35 seeded Billerica Memorial. The only goal came 13 minutes in, courtesy of Kaylee Turtelot off a corner kick by Ava Baglione. So Milford will hang on to a 1-0 lead as we reach halftime. So if you're joining us on our live coverage, you can hang tight for the next 10 minutes. And we will be back with second half action in this Division II preliminary round matchup between Milford and Billerica Memorial as we bring you the action live from our Rentschler Biopharma broadcast booth. Stay tuned to the coverage here on Milford TV. It's presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company.
Interested in bringing your ideas to life? Here at Milford TV, we give you the opportunity and resources you need to turn your content into reality. We offer memberships with access to equipment and use of our in-studio setup to allow you to get your message across in a professional manner. Or if you simply have the desire to gain hands-on experience in the field of digital media, you can become a volunteer at Milford TV, where we teach essential skills and tools that allow our members to create and tell their stories. From studio interviews, to sports coverage, to field shows, we provide the community the chance to stay informed and get involved. If you're a local company looking for an opportunity to promote your business, consider becoming a sponsor of Milford TV. We offer several sponsorship options for local business visibility during our sports broadcast as well as other areas. Whether you hope to inspire others, highlight issues you're passionate about, or would like to learn more and participate in the production process, Milford TV is the perfect place to start. Call or visit us at milfordtv.net for information on how to become a member or volunteer, and see why now is the time to join the Milford TV family. Come on over so you can be part of the action. Interested in bringing your ideas to life? Here at Milford TV, we give you the opportunity and resources you need to turn your content into reality. We offer memberships with access to equipment and use of our in-studio setup to allow you to get your message across in a professional manner. Or if you simply have the desire to gain hands-on experience in the field of digital media, you can become a volunteer at Milford TV, where we teach essential skills and tools that allow our members to create and tell their stories. From studio interviews, to sports coverage, to field shows, we provide the community the chance to stay informed and get involved. If you're a local company looking for an opportunity to promote your business, consider becoming a sponsor of Milford TV. We offer several sponsorship options for local business visibility during our sports broadcast as well as other areas. Whether you hope to inspire others, highlight issues you're passionate about, or would like to learn more and participate in the production process, Milford TV is the perfect place to start. Call or visit us at milfordtv.net for information on how to become a member or volunteer, and see why now is the time to join the Milford TV family. Come on over so you can be part of the action. Interested in bringing your ideas to life? Here at Milford TV, we give you the opportunity and resources you need to turn your content into reality. We offer memberships with access to equipment and use of our in-studio setup to allow you to get your message across in a professional manner. Or if you simply have the desire to gain hands-on experience in the field of digital media, you can become a volunteer at Milford TV, where we teach essential skills and tools that allow our members to create and tell their stories. From studio interviews, to sports coverage, to field shows, we provide the community the chance to stay informed and get involved. If you're a local company looking for an opportunity to promote your business, consider becoming a sponsor of Milford TV. We offer several sponsorship options for local business visibility during our sports broadcast as well as other areas. Whether you hope to inspire others, highlight issues you're passionate about, or would like to learn more and participate in the production process, Milford TV is the perfect place to start. Call or visit us at milfordtv.net for information on how to become a member or volunteer, and see why now is the time to join the Milford TV family. Come on over so you can be part of the action.
I wouldn't. I would say something definitely. Yeah, they're not for you. Yeah, I can't.
Coverage of Scarlet Hawks athletics here on Milford TV is brought to you in part by Unibank. Big bank know-how, community bank attitude. They serve the Milford community at their local branch on Prospect Street, right inside the Shaw's Plaza. Coverage of Scarlet Hawks athletics is also brought to you in part by Rentschler Biopharma, proud sponsor of our broadcast booth. With a state-of-the-art facility and a commitment to excellence, Rentschler Biopharma is poised to tackle the most complex challenges in biopharmaceutical development and manufacturing. Rentschler Biopharma, reliability you can trust. And coverage of Scarlet Hawks athletics is presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company, serving up a delicious fall menu at both of their locations here in Milford, over on Main Street, and on Main Street in Hudson. An absolute favorite of our Milford TV staff. So many great things on the menu over there at Rail Trail, so make sure you check them out. We so appreciate the support of Rail Trail Flatbread Company, supporting local high school athletes here in the greater Milford community. And I am Milford TV Executive Director Tim Coed as we settle in for second half action in this MIAA Division II preliminary round playoff game between the number 30 seeded Milford Scarlet Hawks, the number 35 seeded Billerica Memorial High School. The only goal in the first half belonging to the Scarlet Hawks, courtesy of a tip-in by Kaylee Turtelot off the corner kick from Ava Baglione. And so that is the difference in the game now as we enter in to another 40 minutes of play. Everyone perched out on the field, ready to get this game restarted. And it's Kylan Ashawati who does the honors as we get back to action now here on the Milford turf. And a quick whistle going against Milford. Not a lot of contact there, but enough to draw the whistle. Milford now attacking from left to right across your screens in this second half action. Billerica collects right at the center line. Kaylee Turtelot, aside from that goal, also was issued a yellow card in the first half, so something to keep in mind as play continues. We've seen at times things get a little chippy down on the field, and it has felt as though Kaylee Turtelot has been front and center in a lot of that physical play. Ball rolling free back to Chloe Murdoch, who delivers a high arcing kick that drops down right at the center of the field, out of the reach of Ava Baglione. She'll get another chance here, knocked out of her reach, and now drives it back forward, but picked up there by number 10, Olivia Marcoulier, one of the captains for Billerica. Out of play now for a quick toss back in by Caitlin Kernan, and then catapulted out of play off the foot of number 21, Maggie Jones. Gets in the way of this ball. Chloe Pierce angles it into the box. Turtelot escapes contact, sends this one back in off the side of the goal. That had everyone on the edge of their seat as they saw the net flutter, but that came off the side of the goal. Turtelot continues to be one of the big factors all over the field here in this game. And Ella Lefter now inserting herself in the action. What an opportunity for Anella Lefter, playing on the JV squad as an 8th grader a season ago, making this varsity team as a freshman. Such a big part of the success of this program this year in her first year of varsity competition. And still just scratching the surface of what she brings to the table as Kyla Nashawati gets tangled up. Lillian Mackwell was slow to get back to her feet after getting caught up with Nashawati. Restart, and Senna towards the far side, just out of Turtelot's reach. And uses that long toss. But Milford can't quite get it organized, and now a misfire by Antonio gives Billerica the chance to send this ball along the far sideline and into the box, and quickly knocked away. Nice job by the Milford defense, but Billerica able to regain control here. Juliana Senna standing her ground. Looped up in the air and then out of play. Turtelot tosses back towards the middle of the field. Baglione waiting for it, but it didn't get to her. Instead, Olivia Mann gets there first. And so a nice little burst here for Billerica Memorial in this opening sequence of the second half, as they look for the equalizer. In on a bounce and pulled down nicely by Chloe Murdoch. Milford getting some love from some of their fellow Hockomock League counterparts in our chat. Some fans from Canton enjoying the coverage here tonight, cheering on the Scarlet Hawks. Some solidarity amongst the Hockomock League. And again, so happy to have everyone joining us for this live coverage. We're always grateful to have the opportunity to continue to follow these Milford teams into the postseason. The first time that Milford girls soccer has played in the MIAA tournament since 2015. One of the final seeds into what at that point was the Division II South. Back when we used to play the district round before the state finals. Actually, I believe it was Milford playing in Division I South back in 2015. They took on Silver Lake High School, ended up losing their opening round playoff game. One to nothing lead here tonight, but still a long way to go as, again, Billerica Memorial will continue to test Chloe Murdoch. Sure-handed once again. And Milford right now needing to find their groove again. Just seemed a little bit less energized than they were to start the first half. Turtle out again with some contact, no whistle. And Sari will just let this ball go over towards the far side, easily picked up there by Billerica. Now Senna will angle it out of play. So right now it's Billerica Memorial that's sort of dictating the pace in this opening stretch of the half. Senna again sends the ball out on the far sideline. Juliana Senna also missed a couple of weeks of the regular season with a foot injury that happened, I believe, on the very first game of the season. So Milford was down some of their key defensive pieces for the first part of the season, but able to get everybody back healthy for the second half and relatively healthy here in the playoffs, as healthy as any team can be after a bruising regular season. Nice job by Chloe Pierce, forcing that ball back out towards the middle. Billerica regroups from there. Good passing, eventually broken up by Kernan, but now carrying it in deeper is Marcoulier. And Coach Colabello wanting to call a timeout. Again, has not really liked the energy level for his team through this first 8 minutes and change. So he calls a timeout here, stopping the clock with 31 minutes and 56 seconds to go in the second half. So again, the winner of this game tonight will move on to play the number 3 seeded Mansfield Hornets in a game that right now is scheduled for November 5th at 7 p.m. over at Mansfield High School. And for Milford, you don't want to start to look ahead yet with so much time left in this game, but Milford did play Mansfield tough in the regular season. Played in Mansfield on September 30th. And a game that Milford lost 2-1, but they were in that game all the way. So you would think that would be a competitive one for Milford on the road, but of course they got to get there first, and still 31 minutes and 56 seconds to go in this second half, and only a 1-goal lead for Milford. They were in control for virtually the entire first half, but have not been able to tack on to that lead as of yet. So Coach Colabello trying to get the team focused back in here. As play continues now. Murphy couldn't clear it, and now it's Senna who lets that ball ricochet back out for a shot from more than 25 yards away that is handled with ease by Chloe Murdoch, who's had much more activity in front of her so far in the second half than she had for almost the entire first half. A nice job there by Kernan. Kept that ball in play, able to angle it forward, but no one could get there in time. And it is Sadie Locke who settles things down as we now start to get our first raindrops of the game. Very quickly, turning into a steady rainfall, which we anticipate will be with us now for the remainder of this one. So these teams able to play under dry conditions for the first half and about the first 10 minutes here in the second half, but it'll be interesting to see how the dynamic changes now with a slick ball and a slick field. It was such a dry fall that teams didn't have a whole lot of bad weather games to play in during the regular season. As this ball comes back, Senna and Seri are deep for Milford, as this one will roll over the goal line out of play, and Billerica Memorial will have a corner kick here, so it continues to be the visitors right now who are the more aggressive team, creating an opportunity here. Corner kick over on the far side. Looks to be Olivia Mann who will take the corner. Wind pretty calm for this kick. And pulled out of the air by Chloe Murdoch. Saw it well all the way through the raindrops, able to make another terrific play. So Chloe continues to be razor sharp here into the second half, as meanwhile that clearly looked to be a handball. Not very subtle. And so is that the little break Milford needs to get themselves jump-started again. You could see the energy and focus in the first half, but it has just not been there the same in the second half. But quickly, Milford creates their first prime scoring chance in the second half. This feed comes all the way in to Nashawati. Almost parallel to the ground, able to get a quality shot in towards net, but Sadie Locke able to make a good save to keep the scoreboard frozen. Substitutions here for Milford as Turtelot returns to the field. Sabrina Soares also comes out for Milford. She replaces Isabella Lacerbo, who looks to be in some pain as now she gets some attention from the training staff on the sideline. As this ball comes in on a hop wide to the far side of the Billerica goal, and Locke is able to handle it. Chloe Pierce sends it back in. Nashawati now trying to get that ball over towards Caitlin Kernan. And now sent in way too strong. On a hop, that ball goes out of play. And this Milford team, no doubt managing a lot of emotion. Again, had to dig deep in the late stages of the regular season to fight their way into the playoffs. And at this point, looking up at the clock, knowing that they're 27 minutes away from the first playoff victory for this girls soccer program in well over a decade. I'm trying to channel all of that out of the picture for now and focus on finishing the job here tonight. Kernan with the toss back in. This one will deflect out. And Billerica able to control, moved upfield by Bridget Finn. And knocked back in by Soares. Pierce now trying to catch up to this ball right over the center logo. Instead, it's carried forward by Olivia Mann down into the corner where Juliana Senna will blast it out of play. Fans from Leominster checking in on this girls soccer playoff action tonight. Again, happy to have everyone aboard Enjoying what has been a competitive matchup here tonight between the Milford Scarlet Hawks and Billerica Memorial. Corner kick here from the near side this time to be taken by Olivia Marcoulier. Drives it over the Milford goal. Not out of danger yet. Little flick over towards the near sideline. Kernan able to get a partial clear. Now uses her speed to carry it to the middle. And now a one-hop onto the foot of Ava Baglione. She'll let it roll softly. Will that stay on the playing surface? It will, and it's picked up by Sadie Locke. Less than 25 minutes to play now. And this ball driven down into the near corner. And a fortunate bounce there in the end for Milford. Couldn't be controlled by Bridget Finn. She sent it out of play, and Milford will get the goal kick. Billerica Memorial tied their final 2 regular season games, a scoreless draw at home against Tewksbury Memorial, and then they finished out the regular season with a 1-1 tie at Saugus. Their only win in the month of October was that 9-0 win against Lawrence. Free kick now for the Scarlet Hawks. Chloe Pierce. Kernan into the corner. She gets there. Has a little space. Tries to center this up for Nashawati, and Locke was able to sniff it out. Defense gave Kernan some space there. Nashawati crashing in towards the net, but again, Locke was able to lay out and deny Kyla the chance. She's done that a couple of times tonight. Juliana Senna taking this free kick. Over the reach of Ava. Kernan, the defender right behind. Trying to angle that off of a Billerica body out of play. Couldn't do it that time. Caitlin Kernan, in her senior season, a captain on this team. She's been a big part of the rebuild for this program, has been such a great leader across all 3 sports seasons. And I believe this is the first playoff game for Caitlin in any of her sports. And I beg your pardon, she has played in playoff games on the softball field, but certainly her first soccer playoff game. Ball dangling for Billerica Memorial, but ultimately a weaker shot comes in towards Murdoch, and she picks it up, a dribble, and then back up field now as we are about to reach the midway point in this second half. Taliaseri trying to dry the ball off to get a good handle on the toss back in, and instead sends it off of the body of Grace McCarthy, Billerica captain. And now again out of play. Continues to be a light but steady rainfall over the soccer field here as we have just about 20 minutes left to go. A lot of umbrellas up in the crowd, but these fans not going anywhere. They want to see this game through. Hoping to cheer Milford on to their first playoff victory in a very long time. We couldn't track back the last time that this girls soccer program earned a playoff win. We know they have not been into the postseason since 2015. And Ella Lefter trying to curl this ball back in, takes the shot from deep, and she scores! Anella Lefter from over 20 yards away with the perfect touch elevates that shot over the reach of Sadie Locke and gives Milford a 2-0 lead. It was only a matter of time before the freshman put her stamp on this postseason game. Continued to fight for that possession, got herself free, turned back towards the goal, and from the 20-yard line, a strike. Gets her first postseason goal.
The goal scored by number 25, Anella Lefter. Unassisted. Time of the goal was in the 61st minute.
Anella Lefter now with 8 goals overall in this 2025 year. So Milford able to weather a pretty tough test in the second half as Billerica really got their legs underneath them, but nothing into the net, and Lefter now able to double Milford's lead with now just over 18 minutes to play. And now back towards Murdoch. And Lefter with a great touch to try to move that ball forward. Gets right back into the play, keeps the ball on the playing surface, and now this ball sent in, nobody home in the box, and Locke is able to pick it up uncontested.
Come on, Red! Finish it!
And now more head-to-head contact. It was Juliana Senna for Milford who went up for that ball. And the Billerica Memorial player shaken up, taking that contact up high. So we'll find ourselves in another injury pause with the clock stopped right now at 17:23. We need to get a second look at it on our live stream delay.
Doesn't she technically have 4 kind of brothers?
Happened out of the view of our camera, but just in the flow of play, certainly no malice there with the contact.
Kelly, I think our boys are fighting. Well, they're just touching each other again a lot.
And so while we have a pause in the action, we mentioned it earlier, but we will be right back out here at the soccer field tomorrow, as the boys soccer team will enter into their run in this MIAA playoff tournament, as Milford secured the number 12 seed. The boys did in the Division II tournament, finishing the season at 8-3-7. And they will host Somerset Berkeley, who earned the number 21 seed. And so that game will start at 6 p.m. tomorrow. We'll have the live coverage across all of our Milford TV platforms, live on our educational channel and our Verizon High Definition channel here locally, and streaming live on our YouTube channel. So we hope to have everyone tuned in for that action. In the meantime, free kick here as we resume, as this shot will go well far to the far side of the Milford goal on the kick taken by Olivia Mann. Down to 16:53 on the second half clock, as this ball is tipped out of play by Billerica. Kernan couldn't secure that ball. Billerica back on the move. It's Mann right in front of her own bench. Centers this ball up. It drifts. And Milford, second time's a charm here to get the clear. Good to see Isabella Lacerbo back out on the field, as she was attended to by the training staff earlier in the second half. Baglione up the near sideline for Kernan. She hits the deck. And Milford will get the free kick. It's Ava in front of her own bench. Her head coach just to her right as she takes the kick, and right now the officials urging all of the Milford bench to stand clear. Milford with a larger bench here tonight. They called up several JV players to join the varsity squad for this tournament, as Ava sends a good ball in. Kernan went up for the header, could not get the angle to send that one in towards goal. And meanwhile, Kernan trying to stretch out a cramp after using every inch of that vertical leap to try to redirect that ball in. Some good sportsmanship from the Billerica Memorial defense as they tried to help Kernan stretch out that cramp. Rain slowing up just a bit here as we continue to get deeper in the second half, about to dip under 15 minutes to play. Ava, nice job stepping in to break things up. Now Kernan settles this ball down, and the cramps clearly not a factor here for Kernan as she's able to use good speed going up that near sideline. And of course, just as we say that, you hope it's not a knee that she's dealing with. A little bit of a wobble as she got back to her feet, but she will continue to grind it out. Now angles this ball back towards the middle. Talia Seri spins down to the turf as that ball winds up out of play. Quick toss back in. And now Senna again goes up for the header. Milford gets the benefit of the whistle. Pushed back to the middle by Grace McCarthy for Billerica. It's the second time we've seen a Milford-Billerica Memorial postseason matchup in the last couple of years. We covered the Milford baseball team against Billerica Memorial in the MIAA tournament back in 2024. Always had great cooperation with the Billerica Memorial Athletic Department with getting information. School that we don't typically get a chance to cover. As this ball comes in deep, Billerica trying for a centering pass, and Chloe Pierce sells out to push that ball out of play. Billerica will get the corner kick, but Chloe Pierce with a hard-nosed play. And no corner kick. So that ball went out off of Billerica. So all the more impressive for Chloe Pierce to shut that opportunity right down. Less than 12 and a half minutes to play. As this ball comes right to Kernan. Can she keep it in play? She does. And then gets a shove out of play. And Talia will send this ball back in play. Milford trying to stay laser focused right to the finish line, but Sari, perhaps the slick conditions giving her trouble with that toss. Ball quickly came the other way, and Murdoch out from the box to send that out. So deep toss here for Marcoulier. And then angled out over the goal line. And so nothing coming together there for Billerica. A goal in the first half from Kaylee Turtelot. And then the freshman and Ella Lefter on an unassisted goal from long range here in the second half to give Milford a 2-0 lead. Baglione winning that battle, but eventually sending the ball out. We'll get the benefit of the toss in here. Helps dry this ball off now for Talia Sari. Gets a better toss back in that's immediately fired out of play by Grace McCarthy. Scarlet Hawks doing everything they can to try to keep the ball as dry as possible for these tosses. And now it's Billerica with the toss deep down the near sideline, and Juliana Senna deposits it out of play. As we are about to enter into the final 10 minutes of this second half. Milford with a 2-0 lead. Coach Colabello wanting his team to get this ball out of here quickly. Play into the corner. And now centered up and deflected out to the near side of the Milford goal. Been a very long time since Milford girls soccer was this close to a playoff victory. Less than 10 minutes to go. You need to stay sharp here all the way to the final whistle, as this is hoisted in by Olivia Mann, but all alone in the box is Chloe Murdoch. Kaylee Turtelot trying to track that ball down on the far side. It goes out, and Billerica will toss back in, trying to get a little greedy on the positioning for that toss. Now it's Turtelot. Fires that in, and again, it ricochets out of play. Meanwhile, more precious seconds tick off the clock. Now Lefter could not settle the ball down that time. Here's Senna. Has a little bit of space. Shoots this ball up out of the reach of Nashawati. Lefter now there in support. Kyla. Little feed back to Anella. Over the middle. Will send it over towards Kernan, just out of her reach. And keeps it on the playing surface. And now gets herself free, tries to center it up, and it's deflected out by Maggie Jones. Some great control there for Caitlin Kernan to keep that play alive. Toss in now for Ava. Deflects out over the middle. Nashawati takes a whack at it. And just out of Lefter's reach now. Talia trying to push back in. And sent ahead by Peyton Fitzgerald, a sophomore for Billerica Memorial, but all alone on the other end of the field. Chloe Murdoch again makes an easy play. Chloe Murdoch, another player that has been instrumental in the progression forward of this girls' soccer program. She has anchored that goalkeeping position for the entirety of her high school career. And makes a good play again, and a little shove late.
Yep.
And just a little check-in on the ball for the official before we continue. All the way down to the final 6 minutes now in the second half. The bodies fly to the turf as Anella Lefter sends a good ball forward for Kernan. And a hard collision. Two Billerica players down, including Sadie Locke. Ended up with some hard contact as Kernan came in. A defender converging with Sadie Locke, who is down on the field now for the second time in this game and looks to be in some pain. The training staffs from both teams now will come out. It was a really vicious collision. And Kernan really not a factor in that contact. It was really the two Billerica players who collided. I think it may have been Olivia Marcoulier, the other player involved. It was hard to tell it happened so quickly. And good to see Locke now seated, and she'll get back to her feet. And so she'll need to come off the field here, at least temporarily. So I think the other keeper on the roster for Billerica is Isadora Dame. And Locke looks to be okay as she walks fully under her own power to the sideline. The Billerica trainer has stayed on the field having a conversation with the two officials. I think Locke will have to stay out for until the next stoppage in play, so we'll see how Billerica handles this. And so they will let Locke come right back out onto the field. So the clock restarted now as we come down to 5.5 minutes to go. And at this point, Milford has to really be careful, as you know that Billerica is going to be in desperation mode here, down by 2 goals. Willing to take some chances here to try to give themselves a late surge. Here's Nashawati now, trying to fight through. Toss for Kyla into the corner for Kernan. She couldn't control. So the game clock frozen now for this final stretch. Under 5 minutes to play as Seri gets knocked to the turf. They let play continue as Senna rockets this ball off of a Billerica player, and now meanwhile Murdoch fully sprawled out, crawling to try to get to that ball. And getting a verbal warning now from the officials. The mad scramble out of nowhere. Ball came loose up the near sideline, and so we're going to end up getting a penalty shot here. So just the kind of spark that Billerica Memorial was looking for. If they can cash in here, it's Olivia Mann to take the penalty shot. With less than 5 minutes to go, a chance to cut the lead to 1. So Murdoch trying to get to that ball, ended up creating contact that led to this penalty shot. Man ready. And Murdoch guesses right, but she couldn't make the stop. Olivia Mann scores on the penalty shot. The sophomore gets Billerica on the board. And so, again, less than 5 minutes to go now. It is a 1-goal game again, and so fasten your seatbelts here to the finish line. And so Chloe, who has played such a sparkling game, just ended up in a situation where she lost her footing, tried to get to that loose ball, and ended up creating contact. Created the penalty shot chance for Billerica Memorial, and now a 2-1 score with maybe about 3 minutes to go. And so suddenly the dynamic out on the field has changed quite a bit as Milford gets a good clear. And that ball angled out off of on the foot of Ava Baglione. Juliana Senna protecting as that ball rolls out of play. Milford trying to bleed every second they can off the remainder of this clock. Rain has just about stopped for the time being. This ball stays on the playing surface for Mann, fresh off of that penalty shot score. And meanwhile, a free kick awarded. Marcourier to take the kick. Pop straight up in the air. Nashawati over towards the far sideline now. Pushed out of play. Looked like by Antonio. Billerica tosses back in. Milford gets there first. Left her a little flick down the far sideline. Nashawati is there. The ball goes out of play. They'll give Milford the toss back in. Lefter can't keep it inside that far sideline, so now Billerica will get the toss. Just waiting for that final whistle. It can't come soon enough for these Milford fans. And meanwhile, both sides struggling to keep this in play along that far sideline. Stolen away here by Billerica. Up ahead, Senna angles it towards the far sideline. Lacerbo is there. And Lacerbo gets pulled down to the turf. And Lacerbo's still down. That was some hard contact. And to see a card issued.
Yeah, looks like the ankle. Yep.
And so you wonder if that, she may have gotten the worst of that contact there right where she had the injury from earlier this season. Play resumes. We believe it's about 45 seconds to go. A concern for Lacerbo, who looks to be in a good deal of pain over beyond the far sideline. This has been a bruising game. We've had multiple injury pauses throughout this one. Two gritty teams putting it all out there, everything you want to see in a postseason contest. And right now, the officials making it clear to everyone out on the field, 45 seconds to go when we resume. So Milford 45 seconds away from a postseason victory. Ever so close, but right now a lot of concern for one of the big pieces for Milford's success this season, senior defender Isabella Lacerbo. And they will have to help Isabella off the field, as right now it looks like she cannot put any weight on the left ankle. And it looks like Sabrina Soares will come back out onto the field to take Isabella's place. Lacerbo giving it everything she had all night long. And so Lacerbo now eventually making it over to the sideline with the help of the training staff. And now ready to continue the final 45 seconds of this Division II preliminary round matchup. This ball comes all the way ahead to Kyla Nashawati. Just a little bit of space. That ball spins off of her foot. The moisture on the field perhaps a factor there. As this ball free now over on the near sideline. Ahead for Tabitha LeBlanc, the 8th grader for Billerica Memorial. Tossed back into play. Milford looking for the clear. Instead, this ball shanked out along the near sideline for another Billerica toss-in. Pushed over the goal line for the goal kick, and that should do it. And so there it is, and the celebration is on. Juliana Senna and Chloe Murdoch, the first to embrace, the rest of the team coming out in front of the Milford goal as the Scarlet Hawks survive to the finish line in this second half. A tremendous surge here late for Billerica Memorial, but Milford is able to secure the first playoff win in this program in well over a decade. A hard-earned playoff victory here tonight as Milford defeats Billerica Memorial by a final score of 2-1. And Milford will officially move on to the round of 32. The celebration now comes back over towards the near sideline as everyone wants to get Isabella Lacerbo in on the celebration as well, who continues to receive some treatment from the training staff. Lacerbo instrumental in this victory and getting hugs from all of her teammates. An emotional moment for this program. A long time coming, as each season you saw the steps forward for this program. Sometimes injuries at the wrong time prevented this team ultimately from making it into the postseason, but not this year. A gritty performance down the stretch of the regular season to secure a playoff spot, and now earning a big playoff victory here on their home field tonight. Again, a 2-1 final score. Goals for Milford tonight by Kaylee Turtelot and Anella Lefter. That key goal for Lefter in the second half to give Milford a 2-goal cushion at the time they needed it, as ultimately Billerica Memorial was able to get the penalty shot to get themselves within striking distance, but Milford ends up prevailing. So again, they will move on to the Division II round of 32, where they will travel to Hockomock League rival Mansfield 2 nights from now. A 7 o'clock scheduled start on November the 5th in Mansfield. And so the focus will move on to a Hockomock League rival for the round of 32, but we'll continue to celebrate this victory for the remainder of tonight. And certainly some concern for Isabella Lacerbo, who looks to be dealing with a pretty significant injury, and so her presence in that round of 32 matchup certainly in doubt, and so we'll see how that impacts the defense moving forward for this team. But again, they will celebrate this victory here tonight, well earned for this girls soccer program. So as we start to wind down the coverage tonight, we want to remind you we will be right back here again tomorrow night with more playoff action for you, as this time it's the boys soccer team who will take the pitch here as they take on Somerset Berkeley in their round of 32 matchup in the boys Division II MIAA playoff tournament. So we hope everyone will join us for that coverage tomorrow night. In the meantime, a big thank you to Patrick Garapi for helping out on the coverage tonight, and I am Tim Coet bringing you this action live from our Rentschler Biopharma broadcast booth. That final score, one final time, Milford with a 2-1 victory. They eliminate Billerica Memorial, and they move on in these Division II playoffs. Best of luck to the girls the rest of the way. This has been a presentation of Scarlet Hawks Athletics here on Milford TV, presented by the Rail Trail Flatbread Company. So long, everybody.